Welcome to part 2 of sorting out our office. Now, I did say that these are gonna just come as and when I'm able to sort them out, but we are finally in a place to try and do the next stage of sorting this room out. So the first stage was just moving across. We've got our desks over, we've got the Caketinz over, we've got the figures over. We kind of have the Manga over, it's just piled up. And we have some of the bookcases, as you can see behind me. However, I do want to make some adjustments to them before I put Manga on them. Let me adjust you so you can see it for the shadows, ha ha ha. So these are the bookcases behind my desk. As you can see, we have 3. These are the 3 that were in the other room already. We've got full width, half width. And the plan is because we're in this like little nook. I might have to rejig you again a little better. Right, so the idea is I have another bookcase that is like all decrepit and falling apart. And we're gonna beat it up a bit and force it to fit in this corner, sticking out. So it'll run like parallel to this one here. So I'll have this little nook behind my desk basically, because my desk is right here right now. You can see some bits like my camera and my monitors. So the bits of DIY we're going to do to these bookcases, first off we're going to butcher the backs a little bit. Let me bring you closer again. So the bits of DIY we're going to try and do to these shelvings, first off, the back of a Billy bookcase has like a little groove cut out that's meant to be, I assume, for the skirting boards. However, the skirting boards in these rooms are like 15 centimeters, so we're gonna cut off a groove big enough that it'll be able to sit flush against the wall. We might have to cut off some of the backs on some of them as well to make it completely flush, but that's fine. We're also going to add some extra holes to the bookcase. Now, we did do some filming already because we've done this bit out of order. Basically, I want to be able to have 4 even segments in each half of a Billy bookcase, and in theory, just a volume close to hand, in theory, by splitting it in 4, I should be able to stand 4 tall volumes upright on each shelf, sorry. But we need to add additional holes for them to fit, and then some bits to try and make it a little bit more structural. On the one that's going to go in this corner sticking out, we also want to remove the back of it because it's going to be visible on both sides. So I'm going to remove the back so I can put stuff from both sides of the bookcase. And then also we need to make it about 4 centimeters narrower because this gap is about 4 centimeters too narrow for it to fit. But 4 centimeters isn't too bad, and we might actually regain some space by cutting the grooves so it can sit flush against the walls, which they aren't really now because of the skirting boards. Because I have not had the time, I have not managed. It's been like 2 and a bit months now that we've been in this room and I've just not had a chance. It's been horrifically busy. We do have a builder that is currently helping us with the work on some of the other rooms in their house. I think I'm gonna ask him for help. But then once all that's done, we can move on to the fun bit, which is filling the shelves. I also need to go and look at fairy lights. That is a very important thing I need to go and do. Yeah, so the goal for this video, 10 minutes into chatting, is to get this corner, my desk set up, this little cozy side of the room, all done and dusted. But for now, what I gotta do is clear all the crud that I've already put on these bookcases, just for now, so I can get them ready for the builder to take a look at them tomorrow, because he is in tomorrow. So I gotta move my Mikus and my Beanie Boys, all of my Beanie Boys. I have so many Beanie Boys. There's so much merch at the moment because the anime. I'm so happy. I don't really yet know where to put Memorial Miku because she is unfortunately the only figure I have that doesn't fit in a Calyx because she's over 30 centimeters tall. So she's just gonna have to go somewhere. I also have a load of manga and manhwa just stacked up. You can't see any of it. I need to pile that up somewhere else as well. Let's get them cleared, and fingers crossed the builder will be able to help us tomorrow. The shelves are done. wonderful, wonderful, amazing builder helped me with these. So let me walk through what I got them to do. So first off, I don't know actually how easy I can show you, but we have quite tall skirting boards in this room, so the back of these shelves had a higher bit cut so it would be able to sit flush to the wall, which did mean that some of the back had to be cut off because the skirting boards are just that crazy high in this house, and that was done on these two bookcases. Also, because of the plug socket really annoyingly actually falling in between these two, I hadn't realized he cut out a hole so I can still get to them and access them quite easily, and he's added some support stuff to screw in so it'll be more stable. Didn't cut the back out of this one because, to be fair, it doesn't really matter if this one sits flush or not. The issue wasn't trying to get space with this one, if this makes sense. We were short on space this direction, not this direction. And then lastly, on this bookcase, it has been cut out so it can fit in this corner. I hadn't actually considered like only cutting out like a bit so I'd still get this space on this side. I'm quite thankful I did, because I could still maintain more of this shelf than I was initially going to be able to. And this was also done all the way down, so it goes around the skateboard. Again, there is also some additional screws to help this be a bit more sturdy. And then the last thing he helped me with, which I think might just genuinely be the thing I'm most excited about, he has added extra holes to spread out the height of all of these shelves. So now on every shelf I can stand up a tall volume, like so. Isn't that amazing? You can see where we had set out and we're starting to draw out some of the where the new holes would go. We've only added new holes when there was like a sufficient amount of distance between that and another hole, like that one, because my initial plan was to just divide each half by 4 and add shelves there, because that would have been enough space, but it would have meant that I think this one would be too close to another hole. So we've abandoned that one. But that's fine. A volume still fits, like so. And because I want to fit in my Ize Press and Steamship on these shelves, all of which are tall volumes, and bring up more manware as well, I did want to try and spread them out and have all of my volumes be able to stand up. I am going to try and find stuff to put in the holes to try and make it a bit more sturdy as well. I think you can get like these little pin things you can put in, so I'm going to do that as well. The intention with this shelf as well, so we removed the back of this one, I completely forgot about that. Remove the back of this one. And my intention is, you can see there's some books on that side, having them like this, having it double-sided, because a lot of the time I'm going to be sat just like here because I've got the TV and my games consoles. So this side is going to be filled up as well. Plan is with these shelves to fill it with like my favourite things, series and stuff. This bookcase is going to replace the half width I'd had before with like my favourites on. So there'll be the Villain Shrine and the Bean Shrine on this shelf. They'll get a full one now. The Villains already had 2 shelves, so I might decide if that gets 1 or 2 shelves on this one, or if I put any Mikus on this one as well, because this is probably going to go behind my desk, though at the moment my desk is facing the window to make it easier for them to get into the corner. Though I actually kind of like it. I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this. I do have a big amount of space now in this bit here. Though it's a bit of a mess. I need to clean up after all the sawing and bits. I do need to clean the shelves down, so I think step 1 I'm going to go get the hoover and just hoover the shelves down a bit and then give them a bit of a wipe. I do have extensions for this half width and the middle one to put on as well. I need to go grab those and bring those through. I had realised a bit too late after the builder's gone that I need to get an extension for this one, but it probably needs to be cut as well. Maybe I'd wing it. I'll see, but there's no rush for that. I can do that later. But yeah, in terms of series I want to bring up here, I want to bring up more manhwa. I want to bring up some other series that I've enjoyed. There's some longer ones I'd avoided bringing up because they wouldn't have fit. I can now bring some up. I also want to see what it's like in the corner, see what the volumes are like. I do have lights. I have this set of lights down here, and I have another one somewhere. I'm looking forward to them being populated and stuff on them. And it'll look nice. I'm sure it'll look lovely. I have some more cabling to sort out as well, but I think I'm going to do that later. Like my Ethernet cable is just running across the floor. Ideally, I'm going to have it like neatly come around the front of this and then down to my PC. But we'll do that later. Step 1, let's clean the shelves. They are hoovered, they are wiped, they are clean. It's time to fill them up. So I've brought over most of my Steamship. We're going to try and put this all away. I'm thinking putting it in like the corner on this shelf and then using this full width over here for Manhwa, I think. So we'll start at the top alphabetically, and we'll also see what it's like having Manga in the corner, how easy it is to see it and stuff. I need to go and find where I put the rest of this, but this is going to go in the corner. You can still see all the way down, I'm quite pleased. And I'm going to put lighting in there so it'll be even more obvious. I think I'm only going to run it up to the wall and then move to the next shelf, and then I'm going to put other series here because this bit of shelf can be double-sided. Although the next series I think I have is quite a long one, so I think I might leave it at that because I know I am missing some volumes in my piles downstairs, like Adored and volume 2 of this. I think it's this now. I 100% know I have more of this because I've read volume 5, so I need to go find those as well. So I can't decide where to put these. Do I go with Steamship or do I go with Manhwa? Or do I put the Manhwa Steamship together instead, maybe? It's just Winter Wolf right now, isn't it? So I think I might, for now, leave these with everything else. I am missing quite a few, like the marriage one I have at least up to 3, so I need to go hunting through some of my recent read piles to go find them. I think everything's going to be up here, I just need to start digging through piles to find them. And then the Villainess ones are going to go with the Villainess ones. That's Villainess the Demon Knight and the Trapped Form of Villainess. But that is the Steamship. That's 4 shelves currently with a bit of space, though once I find the ones I'm missing I might need a 5th one. I think I was worried that like it would be worse than it is in terms of trying to see volumes down the side, but actually it isn't too bad. It looks way worse on camera than it actually is in person. And once I put some lighting in there, because I'm going to string the fairy lights through there, it'll be much better. I need to put more books so they stop falling down because it really aggravates my heart. Next we're going to try and pull out the Ize Press from the stacks here. I can see some here, and I think there's some, I can see some there, so we're just going to have to start pulling things out and get it all out. Not sure if I've managed to pull all of it out, but we're going to check my spreadsheet to be sure. Also, not all of it is Ize Press, some of it is just stacks that have like moved forward a bit. I also have a bunch over there because I read a load of Ize Press in March and I've not put them away yet, but we're going to put them away now with all of this. I need to go and track down my volume 4. I think that's going to happen a lot with this one again. I've already gone and found more Steamship, but we'll do that after Ize Press. Also need to find volume 5 of this. I think I'm going to leave it for this shelf to leave some like space, though it's primarily Camellia, the Boxer and Beware the Villainess that's going to keep growing, because this one, that one and that one are complete. Also, this is one of the newly drilled hole shelves, so we'll see how it holds and doesn't make too many scary noises. Another one where I need to find volume 4. I assume I've just got like a wad of volumes somewhere that I'll have read a month or 2 ago. Missing volume 3 of this one. Next should be Loverboy, but I've momentarily misplaced I think all my volumes. I have 1 to 3 at least. I found one of them. I found volume 3, so I need to go and remember where I put 1 and 2. Found 1. And then also need to find 1 of Marriage Convenience. I'm leaving the gaps not because I don't want to go into the corners, but just because I want to leave room for expanding, especially when there's a number of ongoing series on a shelf. And on this one we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the only one that's complete. We're somehow missing 1 and 5 on this one. Need 7. Actually, I might have an idea where they are now, because I remember when I read volume 7 of that, so I might know where the missing ones are. So the leveling's a little annoying, because it started out as Ize Press, you can see at the bottom here, and then it swapped to Ize Press. I hadn't realised I grabbed that so perfectly. But the Ize Press imprint wasn't a thing when they started printing solo leveling, so I get it. Also, why isn't all of their manga got this imprint? Oh yeah, I'm missing a few more. Found 2. And there they are. Yeah, there's a few gaps where I need to kind of find some volumes that are somewhere. But otherwise, quite pleased. Almost reached the bottom, but there are lots of big gaps, so I'm fine with that. I think I had 4 shelves before with some double stacking. You know, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on the 7th, but yeah, lots of gaps, lots of space, lots of room for expansion. Isn't that right, Una? Don't show them your bum. Guess what I have found? This is gonna be done up a bit more, but just for now, so the books are like stood up. Same with this one for now. This will obviously be done more up with all the stuff I've got. Oh dear. But we're just gonna leave it for now. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with Villainess. I might do Villainess on like this shelf here where I can double stack it. So we'll jump to the next one. I am missing most of my Nina volumes. I need to go find them, but this is like a placeholder because I want them to be on this shelf. And then I'll go find the rest of the volumes of Nina and then make this a bit neater with little like bits I've got for the series. So now I've got like other manhwa bits and I haven't decided how I want to lay them out. So I have like the Ize Press manhwa that isn't Ize Press imprint for some reason, and then I've got like Inklaw and 7 Seas. How do I want to group them? I also have my BL manhwa, but I think I'm gonna put that on the bottom shelf. I think I'm gonna group it by publisher, which I don't normally do, but on these shelves I quite like to see that, so I'm gonna move Ize Press somewhere else for now. And once again, I do have other volumes of these series. I've just not properly done them out yet because I'm still kind of like deciding what I want here. Once I know for sure what I want here, then I'll go find the rest of the volumes. I'm half tempted to put the rest of the Ize Press ones, like Secretary Kim, on the bottom shelf under the Ize Press, because even though it's not Ize Press, it's still Ize Press, so it's still the same publisher. And I'm sure you might be wondering, is it that many? It is quite a few. We have Secretary Kim, we have Ray Liana, we have Bloody Sweet, we have Level Up with the Gods, we have Corpse Knight Gunther, and there's probably another few off the top of my head that I have forgotten. So yeah, we'll do this to be like Mist, because I've only got Inklaw in here at the minute. I probably, actually I have Not So Showed You a Love Story, I'll put that on here, because Viz don't have that many either. And on this next shelf, I'll do like 7 Seas that isn't BL. You Made Me a Princess. It Means to Be You. Now I think I need to go and find more volumes. I've brought over a bunch more manhwa. We're just going to stack it on here for now. So yeah, my current thought is this is going to be manhwa that's like smaller publishers maybe, and then 7 Seas, and then 7 Seas BL at the bottom, and then Ize Press is going to go down here. Do need to go and get the rest of this series. There are a few series we need to go and get the rest of the volumes from, but we'll do that kind of at the end, I think. And I know this isn't like a small publisher, but I think this is the only series I'm going to bring up from Viz, so it can sit with the other series. Publishers, sorry, that I don't have too much from. I might swap this shelf and have the 7 Seas BL on this one instead. Yeah, we have a bunch of volumes to go hunting for, like the rest of Dangerous Convenience Store, Volume 1 of Dear Door, the rest of Perfect Body and Punch Drunk Love, and Volume 1 of this as well. Let's do in this little corner for the Ize Press. There is actually quite a bunch. I mean, we've got Secretary Kim, Level Up with the Gods, Perks needs to go back up here. Now that I found it, Corpse Knight Gunther, Bloody Sweet, and Ray Liana at the bottom. I do sometimes get people be like, Do you put your least favourites at the bottom, or why would you put that series on the bottom shelf if you like it? Now this is like a separate case, but where series go and if it ends up being on the bottom shelf is nothing to do with how much I enjoy a series. Pretty much entirely down to alphabeticalness. That's how I do most of the rest of my collection, and making sure it can fit. Most of the reason for that is I want the decision taken away from me. If I didn't do alphabetical, I mean I'm struggling enough with these shelves. If I didn't do alphabetical, I would be spending so much time making a decision. I would just be in constant paralysis trying to figure out what series I want to go where. So I kind of want the decision taken away from me by doing alphabetical. Otherwise it's just constant what goes at the bottom, what goes at the bottom, what goes at the top. Something needs to go on the bottom because I want to still use the shelves, but it's not really much of a reflection on anything. Okay, we're gonna have a go with these shelves where I want to try and have manga both sides because I can see through the other side. We're gonna try doing villainess series on these. Actually, we might start with the lower down one. I'm gonna try and stick with series that are the same height, so it pretty much means I'll be sticking by publisher. So we have a bunch of Ize Press. I think we're just gonna go for like it fits, it sits kind of mentality. Oh, okay, that doesn't even... I have more space than I realised. I might go get some of those like plastic bookends to stop these falling over because they're already falling. So I have these. I do have Dark History and Reincarnated Villainess. I think that actually might be still downstairs. But some of these, even though they're not Ize Press, are the right height. Change of plan, we're going to try tall volumes on this side and then shorter volumes on the other side. I feel like this plan feels a bit hodgepodge. That is because it is. I have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll stack these like that and then push these through. Let's go check out the other side. That looks alright. I do actually need to decide if I want to cover this. Do I paint it? I was umming about I have some white duct tape. I might just cover these with white duct tape because then I don't have to worry about this being like sanded or anything. Where you is focusing on villains. That's correct, phone. Yeah, I might go find my white duct tape and actually do that before I do too much more on this side as well. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's wing this together. It's actually not too bad. I got a little short, there's a bit here, but that's actually mostly fine in my opinion. And it's not gonna like cut itself and then you sticky out a bit of wood here. So I'm gonna go do the rest now and this bit and come back to you. Ta-da! I have done it, and actually it isn't too bad. I think there's only like one or two I had to redo or start from scratch. And also like this side is all one piece and I was like cutting it. You can kind of tell here. I was like cutting it round and it covers this bit here. It hates focusing this phone, I swear. So last night Ben and I went through a whole pile of stuff downstairs in the other room and brought loads of stuff up. We were going to try and put on the shelves as well. Nothing has been put exactly where it's going, it's just all piled up for now. I might have brought up too much, but I hadn't actually decided on anything necessarily on this half width, so we might still be good. Plus, like, half this bookcase is still empty, so I am hopeful. Let's put away some of the easier stuff, like when I found volumes of series that we've already put on the shelf. Let's go find and put those away. before we go back to finishing off the shelves, first we are going to jump to another part of this corner that we are going to be doing up to make the room just much better. So Flexispot reached out very kindly, offering to send me a desk to feature in a video to talk about, and I am so excited. If you don't know already, by day I am a software engineer, so I spend a lot of time at my desk. So having a really nice, amazing desk to work at, to do my videos at, to read my manga at, to play games at, just I am so thankful and I am so excited to set it up. So they have sent me the E7 Pro, and I think the legs are white and we have a mahogany tabletop. Let me show you what I currently have. Let me show you what we've got from Flexispot, and then we're going to put it together and we're going to see what it's like. So this is my desk right now. It is a little bit of a mess. We will tidy this up. It's just a standard IKEA desk, so I'm looking forward to replacing it. I'm really looking forward to being able to stand up at my desk like during like some of my meetings, and being able to swap between standing and sitting during especially some of my long hauls on workshops and stuff like that. I'm also really hoping to get like an under desk treadmill at some point to be able to do some light walking at my desk if I'm working, doing videos, gaming, whatever. Just letting it add up to see if I can try and hit those 10,000 steps a day. So step one is going to be clearing the desk and dismantling all of this. And then I very kindly have a helper who's going to help me hopefully put my desk together. I've been playing around with my desk now for a couple hours, and here are some of the bits that I really like about it. So you can set presets of different heights that you want the desk to be, and I think all 4 of these are ones you can set. Now I have 3 different heights I want to set. First is my sitting height, and my sitting height is literally at the lowest height it can be, which on this is 63.5. I'm pretty stumpy, and this is just actually a pretty good height for me to be working at, with having my feet completely flat on the floor and my arms like at a 90-degree angle to sit at my desk. So I need to press M and then which button I want it to be saved to. So I want to press M, and it's brought up this, and then I'll pick the sitting one because this is my sitting height. Now I need to pick my standing height. I actually think bang on 100 is actually pretty good for me for standing as well. So I'll do the same again, hit M, and then standing. And then there is one more height that I want to set, and I'm sure you're like, what else can there be between sitting and standing? This is the 3rd height that I need, a height where I can sit at my desk with a cat on my lap. So let's lower this till it's reasonable to not squish poor Yuna's head. That's probably okay, and I can just about reach my keyboard, maybe a little lower. 85. And Yuna's still good, so we're going to add this one as well. I might have made a mild mistake though, as I am now very, very stuck. At least I'm at my desk at a height where I can keep using it. Next, I have found some lights. I'm sure you can be like, what's wrong with these ones? I really wanted to get some, like, I don't know what the word is, cluster ones where the distance between the lights is quite close. My requirements for fairy lights was so particular. This is the only set I could kind of find, and it still wasn't long enough, so I have bought 2 sets. The requirements being warm white, clear cable, and tight packed lights. Quite often you'll get fairy lights where it's like 10 centimeters between the lights, and that's way too far. The ones I have here are 5 centimeters between them, and like that's fine, but I really wanted some dense ones. With these ones you can kind of see they are a lot closer together. They are 2.5 centimeters. And with them turned on, it's so hard to get it to focus on the camera. So what I'm going to do is use these command hooks. We already have some still remaining, not too many. I'm going to use these and we're going to hook them on these. And I'm going to add these around the shelves, and then we're going to add the lights. So I have 2 packs of lights. Hopefully it'll actually be a little too much. However, because this shelf here is like double-sided, I need to do things a bit differently to what I usually do. And I just don't know how much lighting I'm going to need to accommodate for that, so I did overget on my fairy lights, which is fine. Can't have too many fairy lights. I have also picked up more bookends. I've not peeled them yet because these worked super well on this shelf here. So let's try and get some of this sorted before I go to bed. We won't get all of it done, but we'll get a lot of it done. I was just reading through this and I've just noticed and realised that it says max weight capacity 180 kilos, and I was like, how am I ever going to get 180 kilos on this? What heavy things would I ever be putting on my desk? And then I realised. Manga. These 2 sci-fi parcels just arrived the other day and I haven't had a chance to unbox them yet. I think they're between 12 and 15 kilos each, which should be way under the maxed capacity. So we're going to load these on my desk and we're going to try the different settings and see how smooth the desk moves with all of this on top. So currently it's at my sitting height. We're going to set it to my standing height. Oh my gosh! It was so smooth and it had all the boxes on. Let's go to the cat sitting height. Oh, back to sitting. Standing again. Oh my gosh! My plan is to do like all my unboxings and videos at my desk, so I will have big piles of books on my desk, a lot going forward, and the fact that it was able to handle going up and down with all of that weight and being that smooth still was just so cool. Let's do it again. I've put the fairy lights on. Don't they look amazing? I always forget how much better everything looks once I put the fairy lights on. I have just filmed a whole unboxing, so ignore that pile down there. So what I did for these is, you're going to be able to kind of see if we can kind of tuck in here, is I put a hook down there and I hooked the lights down and then back round, so there is a double layer of lights here. I'm actually fine with that, if not happy with it, because I think a double layer of lights in there just makes this section a lot more lit up, which is otherwise a bit dark because it's like down the corners. I don't know if you can see where the lights meet, as in, because I bought 2 sets, if you can tell where the 2 sets of lights meet, because I had them like tailed. Usually when I run lights I'll start with the plug, but because I wanted to see how much space I had on this end over here, I ended up starting the other way around. So I did from plug end this way, and then once I ran out, I started with the other end of the other set and then worked backwards, if that makes sense. But I don't know if you can tell where they met up. You can see it in this shot here. I'll tell you. They are, I think, in here somewhere. This like little mess in front of Men of the Harem is where the second set and first set meet. I did also attempt to try and work out how much lights I need for when I get an extension for this one, and potentially to hang a set of lights from the ceiling if I'm going to put books on top, which obviously I will. Any space is for books. So there's a bunch of mess of lights on top of the shelves waiting for that. I also did fairy lights around this side as well, which I think looks a little messy, but I don't mind. I think enough to change anything because I want this side lit up as well. And then I had enough fairy lights to run it around the Kallax unit under the TV as well too. All in all, I think it looks fabulous, wonderful. And all we need to do now, I think, is put some of the decorations back up on the shelves and then we'll be done for this video. Here's one of the boxes of bits, but it is 2 AM, so I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. I've still been playing my desk, and I just wanted to show you because I've been playing around having done my unboxing, and like I just had things piled up and I was playing with it, and just look how smooth it is. If I set it to standing height, look at how precarious these stacks are, and they're just like completely fine. That's completely no wobbling, no nothing. I'm so happy because again, I do love having precarious stacks of manga. And my cat as well, who is a very heavy cat. She is an 8-kilo cat, 7 to 8 kilo cat, so that also adds to the weight allowance on the table, on the desk. Let's go back to sitting. Yuna's like, what's going on? Now Yuna, if you knock the stack down, that doesn't count. That's because of you. You want to go back to standing? I think I could play about with this all day. I'm so super pleased. I've been using it for a few days now. I've been back to work. I've been doing video editing. I've been playing games at it. I'm so pleased. I love how smooth it is. I love how easy it is to adjust the height. I love that there is a shelf underneath. Let me show you. We have this shelf underneath that I have my power cable, and I need to tidy my cables up way more than I have done. But I love that I can put them all up out of the way because there are certain cats that like to get tangled up in them. They don't really chew them, but they do get tangled up in them. Don't you, Yuna? It's you! It's you! So with that, I'm calling it into this part of the pink room reorganization. This corner set of shelves is looking fabulous, especially like all of this. I love it. It's beautiful. I still have lots of spaces, so my plan with this half width is to put like stuff in limbo, so like stuff I'm actively reading, stuff that I've just hauled. So all of this, I'm going to move on to there after this video. I have so much room for expansion, like down there you can see I've got gaps. So many gaps on this side as well. So many places to go. I also still need to get an extension and sort out shelves on top and stuff. But I do think I'm going to call it here for this. Absolutely smitten with the desk. I love it. I'm so happy. Massive, massive thank you. Thank you and shout out to Flexispot for sending it over. I can't wait to use it so much in the coming days, weeks, months, years. Yeah, the long-term plan is to swivel my desk, so this is my background, so it'll turn it that way and that'll be behind me. If you find yourself interested in a beautiful Flexispot desk like mine, which is the E7 Pro, I think the 2026 version with a mahogany table top, I will leave a link down below. Flexispot also do a bunch of other things like reading chairs, recliner chairs. I think they do like rugs and sofas. They do all sorts, so do check them out. There'll be a link down below. They also offer a 10-year warranty and a 30-day free return if you fancy. They also have a plethora of sales coming up over the next couple of weeks, including these desk legs and so much other stuff on their site. Feel free to scan some of the codes. I'll leave some more information in the description as well. But otherwise, once again, a massive, massive thank you to Flexispot. I am so, so thankful and appreciative. I hope you really enjoyed the reorganization of the shelves and my desk and the whole setup. This isn't the end for the pink room. There are more organization sorting out videos to come. This is just the second part. Please don't sit on the keyboard. Please don't hit the bank. Oh dear. She has decided she fits, but she does not fit. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe and check out my channel memberships for early access and my other social medias, also all linked down below. But otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day and I will see you next time. Bye!